Oh, blessings, everyone. So today I'm talking about Isa. It's stance, its posture, and its intonation, its vibration. When I was searching for a power object for Isa, one of the things that I did was look around and see what people associated with it. You know, was there an animal? Was there a stone, a metal, some symbol? Was there something associated with it? And so I came and read, a bunch of books until I came to, I think you pronounce his name Speisberger, Paul Speisberger. He's a German occultist in the 1950s, and he had sapphire, which is really cool. That's really cool to me. It just resonated as soon as I read it. So I went on Etsy. I was able to find someone that had mined some raw. Not Etsy. Is it Etsy? I think so. I think it's Etsy. So they mine this raw sapphire, and it is totally the perfect energy for me with Isa. I mean, it just totally resonated with me. Which, all right, so getting to the stance and the intonation, I work with it. The way I work with Isa is I have basically my heels and my big toes connected, and all this time I'm working with Urus. One of the things that Urus taught was just the 9 points of the feet, making sure that all toes are touching the ground, the balls and the heel and the side of the foot. All of that is touching the ground. And you could feel yourself wavering back and forth. And depending on how clear the mind is, or how caught up it is, or fear, or any fluctuating emotions, bad or good, there's a tendency to waver, a little bit, which is actually good when you work with Wunyo. Let's talk about that later. But for now, Isa is just about finding the stillness. Find that stillness, that place where the body just floats there. And then as you rock the extended Isa, you will again find yourself wavering. And the mind is still. The body becomes still. So like with all the runes, one of the things that I do is I give movement to it. And then again I sit. I stand, I abide within that. Formation, runic stance, mirroring the shapes. Energy. perception, experience. Each room has its own unique experience, its own unique way of perceiving and interacting in the world, its own strengths and weaknesses. We find this when we become the room. When we tap into its energies and experience its being and essence. So for me, one of the things with Isa is doing this. And of course, it's another balance room, so we have to find a balance. And when we get to that place where we're in stillness, we play around with the feeling and the sensation until, once again, all 9 points of the foot are grounded. Our focus is on finding that center point, which in the Eastern traditions is the bubbling well. That place where the energy flows up through us. And of course, just going along with working with the root sounds, we're just working with E, 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 which is great because it's energy, right? It's an E, it really gets this, and you play with it. You play with it. You work with different there's a deeper feeling. And you let it sink down, dip into the mind, the brain. Really, we're actually vibrating this energy and directing it. In which, I mean, just in normal scientific measurements of heat, right? When we focus on a specific part of our body, when we really, really bring our attention, it brings more heat. And heat being just the energy flowing more. Things are interacting, and the hotter that things get, the more things can fuse together. And so, of course, yeah, we acknowledge, I acknowledge that the brain is a fucking, without it, life would, I don't even know what life would be, right? I mean, I actually can imagine, touch into that, but my point is that we experience, the energy flows through these bodies as it can, right? If we have defects or short circuits or whatever it is, some physical or mental imbalance of some sort. So the energy has to flow through that, and then of course the experience, our experience, conscious experience of life is affected by that, of course, right? So we know that science has measured, right, the effect of temperature and other factors that arise when we focus in a very pointed and you know, really focus. It brings warmth. And you can Google that and look at different universities. That's, you know, that's not just some BS. So in the same way, when we vibrate, right, when we're modulating and affecting the energy of our minds, right, which hence mind being a large relationship we have with mind is through our brain and its capacities. And, you know, come on. We know we can fuck with the brain and cause shit to happen and even fuck with consciousness itself, you know. So it's like, we know that it's obviously connected. I don't pretend to know how. I just acknowledge the fact that consciousness without a brain is so rudimentary. There's not even a sense of self to experience it at that level. So it's when we come into that layered experience, you know, when we start to really have conscious beings, that experience becomes more encompassing, more aware. So like for me, part of the runes is like just furthering our capacity for controlling and being empowered and real. That's a good thing, being real, you know. Talking to people, you know, talking about stuff that's has depth to it, that has some form of empowering quality to it, enlightening, whatever. If it's good, if it's bringing good, you know, more, then yeah. I would like to be able to work with that, you know. So that's part of what the runes is for me, is just really touching and being and finding that stillness is something that I've been working with lately. That stillness is key to letting go, of releasing, of coming into the moment, and not grasping for some memory or something in the past, and reaching for something in the future, and like caught up in some mental path. Stillness, even on those mental paths, stillness creates this nice little spacious buffer, so that there is more awareness and more appreciation. Because appreciation, of course, is what helps us to really open up. Oh, yes, fuck yeah, right? So stillness is good. Stillness is important. And of course, you know, this is the ending rune, the ending winter rune, right? It's that moment of stillness before movement, to be able to abide in that spaciousness is really nice. Life is just magical all the time, and interactions are just open and transparent, and there's honesty. That's pretty powerful. That's definitely what I seek for in my life, and what I've invited in my life, and continually invite. Anyhow, blessings. See you next time.